can email me or phone me, or we can meet, whatever works for you. And the best news is it's free. So the price is right. Okay. Everybody all ready to roll?
Cal State Fullerton.
Yeah. Everybody's got their food, drinks, drug of choice, ready to go? Okay. Customers are the most essential thing to your business. You may say, oh no, it's my product, it's my service, it's my location, my logo. But if you don't have paying customers that want your service, you're out of business. That's why they're so critical and essential. They're your biggest asset. That's why we're talking about it tonight. So let's jump right into this. We're going to go at warp speed, so hang on, but you'll get it. First topic is knowing your customers. And you may say, oh, I know my customers, but I'm going to question that. My first real job was at an advertising agency. We handled Bank of America, Pizza Hut, Arco AM PM stores, Fireman's Fund, very big advertising agency. And it was my first real job, my first job where I didn't have to lift something or shovel something. So I was very excited about that. And at that job, I had a mentor who was the senior vice president. And at his desk one day, he took a pen that looked like this. So that's what I was talking about. We're going to be videotaped, so we need to go fast. He took this and he tossed it to me. And he said, sell me this pen. So I got the pen. I'm a bright, young, cocky guy at that time. I said, okay, this is the greatest pen made in America today. It's silver, and it writes with blue ink, and it's affordable, and you can buy it now. And celebrities use this, and it's great. And you should say, and he said, stop. Stop, Ron. He said, you've got an F, college boy. I'm like, an F? Wow. He says, you don't know your customer. He says, you didn't ask about me. You don't know anything about me. And here you just jump right in and start selling. He says, you don't know if I want a pen. You don't know if I need a pen. You don't know if I'm going to buy that pen and use it as a gift for someone. You have not asked anything about me. He goes, and consequently, you'll lose. And you'll never be good. I remember that for a long, long time. So it's critical that you get water.
Yeah, right?
It's critical that you understand your customers before you just leap into selling. Worldmark by Wyndham is a major Fortune 500 company, and they have a resort less than a mile from here. They have spent millions and millions of dollars in researching the perfect presentation to their customers and potential customers. And what they do, they sell vacation programs for $15,000 to $25,000 a piece. So it's a lot of money. And what they do is a salesperson sits at a small round table and they bring in a couple and they talk to each other. And as a salesperson, you're not allowed to talk about Worldmark vacations for 45 minutes. If you do, you'll be fired. They're that adamant about it. Because all their research shows that people won't buy from you unless they trust you and like you. And you need 45 minutes to get that involvement and that trust with them. So think about it next time you start talking to a person. It's not going to happen unless they trust you and like you. Another example is beauty products. Beauty health, whatever. This is a hypothetical one, but let's say you're there, you're selling that, and the person says, oh, I'd like to know about your products. Most of us jump into that silver pen kind of mentality and start wailing away. A better way to go is to say, you know, I'm very proud of our products, but really what's important for me is to learn more about you. Tell me what concern or issue do you have with healthcare and beauty that we could talk about, that maybe I could help you. So if the lady says skin, I've got bad skin, it's a problem, this and that, you go, okay, great, well, let's talk about that more. And then here's a trick for you. When she starts talking, you say, excuse me a minute, would you mind if I write this all down because this is really important to me, your feedback. What does that do?
Engages.
Engages, makes them feel important. How many of us, I mean, if you have kids, if your kid said, oh, Mom, those are wise words, I'm going to write that down. Probably have a heart attack. You know?
I know she would.
Yeah, exactly. You know, but what it does, it makes you feel good. It's like, wow, they think I'm important. They're writing this down. Try it sometime. You'll be amazed. So after she's exhausted on talking about her skin, say, are there any other issues that we should talk about that's important to you? And she may say, well, I just broke up with my boyfriend, but I guess you can't help me with that. Now you know you've developed your trust with her. She likes you. She feels comfortable enough. She just told you something personal about herself. That deal's sold. You can sell that person. Okay? The other one we'll talk about is La Dolce Vita. Has everybody been to La Dolce Vita here?
Yeah.
No? Okay. It's a wine room, wine lounge. And if I interviewed most people in Big Bear, I'd say, what do they sell at La Dolce Vita?
Wine.
Wine. I don't have any facts against to support this, but I disagree. I think they sell socialization. I don't go there to drink wine. I go there to hang out with my friends and hopefully meet new friends. Wine is secondary, but that's why I go. I can drink wine alone in my house. No, I've never done it. But we go there to socialize. So for them, they may need to do a customer survey and ask people, why do you come here? And you need to ask people in your business, why do you use my firm? Is it our price? Is it because we're reliable? Is it our location? Why? Same thing with La Dolce Vita. And if they find out it's socialization, not the wine, then maybe they should have a singles night once every quarter. Something like that, to focus more on the singles rather than promoting the wine. Last one, Gino's Tire. I feel like I want to go over there with a paintbrush and put an S on tire. It's like Gino only has one tire. Gino's Tire. It's like you call him up and go, Gino, did you sell the tire? I need a tire. You know, are you out? Anyway, I needed 4 tires. And I always try to support Big Bear businesses. And so I've driven by Gino's 1,000 times. And I needed 4 new tires. But I thought this little voice in the back of my head is saying, tires are expensive. You know, that's a big item for me. And I really don't want to pay $100 more just to support a firm up here. I probably should go down the hill for this. So what I did is I found the size and tire I needed. I went online, I looked at Firestone, Goodyear, and Discount Tires. And they were all within $5 of each other. Total was about 500 bucks. So then I went to Gino's, and I said, I need 4 of these tires installed, the whole thing, how much is it? They looked it up, and they were in the same price range. Exactly, as the big chains down the hill. My point there is, if Gino knew his customers better, instead of putting that billboard sign that says, lube and oil special for $19.95, he should say, same prices as down the hill. Because it removes that from our minds as locals. We're kind of hesitating. And maybe your customers have some sort of hesitation like that too, and you need to draw it out of them so that you can make a transaction with them. What do the big boys do to know their customers? Yahoo. My Yahoo news page is different than yours. I don't know if you're aware of that. One of the ways Yahoo makes money is advertisers, of course, but advertisers like to know that they have eyeballs on their ad. And the way they ensure that is if somebody clicks on an article to read, then the advertisement goes next to that article. That way they're pretty sure they're getting a shot at you, okay, rather than you just clicking all over different pages. So in other words, Yahoo has to present me with news articles that I'm going to click on. And I looked at this and I was shocked and kind of embarrassed. 90% of my news articles are in 3 categories. Business, because I love anything about business, whether it's international money or stocks, bonds, manufacturing, whatever. I'll click on it and I'll read the article. Second is college football. That's just my little passion and hobby. So I get all those stories. And third is pro football, which is kind of a distant third. And then the other 10% is your typical, there's a hurricane, there's an earthquake, there's a fire, a flood, somebody shot somebody. You know, kind of thing. There's a new president in Yugoslavia. But 90% is stuff I want to read. Yahoo knows if they give me 10 Kim Kardashian articles, I'm not going to click on them. So they don't give them to me. They don't give me hockey because I don't watch hockey. They don't give me baseball because I don't watch baseball. They know their customer. That's what the big boys do. Who else do we have here? Oh, and anything that you search for, anything you look at, anything you buy, anything you join, they're capturing information about you. I once Googled line dancing, and I had cowboy boot ads on every website I went to for a week after that. I'm not kidding, it's spooky.
Did you buy some?
Actually I did, but not online. But that was freaky, you know? That's really scary when you go to a porn site and have cowboy boots, I mean. Anyway. Okay. Second one. Let's go to social media. I won't dwell on this, but if you email me and request it, I will give you the 15 largest social media sites. You need to get on this and utilize it. You have no choice really. You have two choices. Social media, like Facebook, Twitter, all these things, and there's some in that 15 I had never heard of. Social media is like a tsunami, this giant wave, and you have two choices. You can either stand on the beach and be destroyed when this wave crashes down on you and killed, or you can learn about it, utilize it, and ride that wave. Those are your only two choices.
Can you rattle them off real fast?
No.
Oh,
Just email me.
right.
No,
Okay.
you can email me later, Gary, and I'll send you the whole list, and it'll be good. And then call me and we'll talk about it if you need help with it.
It's on the bottom.
What is it?
Yeah, on the second page.
It's on the second page. I know, it's dark in here, it's really dark. The other one that is not the 15th largest, but I really want you to go there, is Yelp. And the reason for Yelp is people make comments about your business, and sometimes they're not always nice. But that helps you. If you get 4 complaints about the receptionist, you're thinking, wow, maybe I better look into the receptionist problem. So Yelp is a good one for doing that. All right, let's get to engaging your customers. Again, the big boys, let me read this quote for you. We live in a real-time world in which customers don't want to wait or feel unknown or underappreciated. That's why personalization has become key. That's a gentleman who's the executive vice president of a firm that does personalization for large databases of very big companies, like for Vaughn's or whatever. You take all that database and personalize it so they can send out messages. They also personalize things when you go to look at a website. Just a real simple example. They do research that shows that women prefer certain color scheme on a web page, and men prefer a different color scheme. So, as I log on to a site that I want to go to, because I'm a customer of that site, they know I'm a male. And so when I click on the site, when the site comes up, boom, it's got my color scheme. When Cindy clicks on it, boom, it has a different color scheme. They're personalizing these things now. You can't give one message out to everybody. That's the whole point of these things. The president of Dunkin' Donuts, I saw an interview with him, and they've been doing really well the last 2 years. And they said, what's the reason for this? And he said, we finally figured it out. We now engage our customers. We try to learn their names. We try to learn their favorite drink, their favorite sports team, whatever. So when they walk in, they feel at home and comfortable. And he says, it's just worked amazingly. He says, secondly, instead of spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on market research, we just talked to our customers. And we found out there was a large percentage of customers that wanted gluten-free products. And so we now have 3 products at the test kitchens they're perfecting on gluten-free, all because they talked to their customers. You might be able to do the same thing. That's the point there. If you talk to them, you find out what they want, what they're looking for. If they're not interested in the paintings that you have, what do they want? Maybe you could do something else. If they don't want that house, maybe there's another something. So think through those kinds of things. Other example, Wolf Fitness. I'm a member of Wolf Fitness. I know looking at me you're saying, probably not. But it's true, I am.
I wasn't laughing at that. I just, you look great.
You're too kind. Talk to the camera. Thank you. Anyway, you have, when you check in, you have a barcode at Wolf's, and you check in, and it beeps, and they know who you are when you walk in, okay? I've been there almost a year. I'm up for renewal, and not once has a staff person come up to me after I've checked in and said, hey Rob, do you know that we spent 20 grand on some new machines here? Do you know how to use them? Because we'll be glad to show you. Hey Rob, how are your workouts going? Are you getting the results you're looking for? Hey Rob, do you know that Andrea has a line dancing class on Thursdays now? Not once has any staff member ever come up to me like that. And now that I'm going to be renewing, I'm going to go look at competitors because they haven't engaged me. Go back to that quote. Do I feel wanted? Do I feel appreciated? No. I like Wolf's. It's a great place, don't get me wrong. But you open the door for competitors when you don't engage your customers. They're more likely to go to a competitor and at least look at them if you haven't engaged them. Mary Ann, I figured we'd have to give her a vignette since she's our founder. This one's hypothetical, but I hope you'll get the message from it. Totally hypothetical. Mary Ann is hiking with her two dogs, Tika and Bella. She loves those dogs. So she's hiking on a trail, she makes a sharp turn around a corner and bumps into a handsome man. Charlotte's thinking, maybe I should go hiking. See your face, I gotta get to hiking. So Mary Ann bumps into this handsome man and they start talking. And it's going good, and they decide, she introduces him to her two dogs, Tika and Belly. She introduces to the guy. So, they talk, and they decide to exchange contact information. And the next day, he calls, and he invites her out on a date to go to the movies in the Village on Saturday at whatever time. So, Mary Ann walks up. He's standing on the sidewalk, waiting for her right in front of the movie theater. And he says, hey, Mary Ann, it's great to see you. And how's Tika and Belly? What did he just do? He engaged her. He knew, and what does she think? She's thinking, I like this guy.
Yeah.
He's important to me. He knows what's important to me. He paid attention. He listens. Second man, same handsome guy, different scenario, okay? Exact same thing. Mary Ann walks up, and he says, hey Mary Ann, it's great to see you. How are your dogs? It's okay. It's not great, it's not quite as good as the first one, wasn't as personalized, but it's not bad. Third scenario, same handsome guy. Mary Ann walks up and he says, hey Mary Ann, it's great to see you. Don't you have a cat? How's your cat? Yeah, exactly. Mary Ann's now going, he didn't listen to me, he doesn't pay attention, and he doesn't know what's important to me, which were my two dogs. He's just dug himself a hole. So I'm asking all of you, which one of those three are you when it comes to your customers? Are you the first example? And hopefully not the last example. All right, client list. This one's real easy. I hope you have one. And please don't tell me you have a box of business cards in a shoebox somewhere. That would be a bad thing. You must develop a client list and you must protect it. When I was in Orange County, my printer, I walked in one day and he was all sad. And I said, what's going on, Tom? And he said, my server and my hard drive crashed. I have nothing. And I go, well, you have your backup. Where's your backup? He goes, I didn't back it up. All of his client files, everything, gone. He had to pay $4,000 to a forensic data guru, and that guy could only recapture 30% of all of his logos and brochures and everything he'd done for clients. Save it, protect it, email it to yourself, put it on a flash drive or jump drive, whatever you call these little things, and then give this to a family member that lives someplace else. I mean, fires happen, disgruntled employees happen. A 2-year-old grandchild can pour Diet Coke in your laptop. You don't want to lose that client list, ever, ever. So, protect it. Tracking. Hopefully you have an automated system. Home away vacations, when they track, if they put someone into a Mammoth vacation, the next year, when it comes around time, they send out an email automatically that goes out in their system to that family and says, hey, we have a great package for Park City, Utah, or would you like to rebook for Mammoth again? And so the people don't even have a choice. They're just kind of like, oh yeah, hey honey, you want to go to Park City or you want to go back to Mammoth? I got to tell these people. And it works like a charm, but you have to be able to track it. Okay. Contacting customers, frequency. I have a friend up here, and I had a lead for her, and I said, have you talked to these people? And she said, oh yes, that's a great idea, I did talk to those people. And then her face kind of clouded over, and I said, how long ago did you talk to them? And she said, oh, 10 to 12 months ago. I said, oh. I said, and how many times did you contact them? She said, once. If it's like, hey, you know, let's go out to dinner on Saturday night. Hey, let's go on a hike Sunday. Hey, let's go play poker. Everybody's coming over on Wednesday. And all you get are yes and no's out of that. Eventually, you blow off that relationship. Same thing goes with customers. If they're always walking into your store and buying and you're never putting anything out to them, they sense it. They don't feel wanted and they don't feel appreciated. Same thing with our relationships. God, you get love advice and marketing. What a bonus. All right, this is my favorite example. This is a couple decades ago with Best Buy Electronics. And they had a huge problem. Lots of people were going to the store buying something where there were $10, $20, $50 rebates. And then they were taking it home, taking off the barcode, mailing in all the rebate stuff, getting the $10, $20, $50 rebate, and then bringing the product back to the store and going, I want my money back. This was costing them millions of dollars. Huge problem. Because you've got to then rebox it, send it to the manufacturer, all this. Nightmare. Conversely, when they looked at their database, and they knew who these people were, because John Jones, he bought 5 things and he took each one back. It's not hard to figure out from your database. They also realized they had some great customers that would always go to their Midnight Madness sales. And they could tell because Sally Smith bought 5 minutes after midnight, 10 minutes after midnight, every single time. So what they decided is, we're going to start a new program. It's going to be called Devils and Angels. Our devils are our bad customers, and we're going to get rid of them. And our angels, we are going to encourage them. So, to the people that were doing this rebate switch, they sent out a letter, and I wish I still had it, but basically it said, it's our opinion that you're committing fraud. And we are alerting all manufacturers that we have of your name. We know who you are, and we don't want you to come into our stores. You're not welcome. In fact, if you buy anything, the general manager will be notified immediately, and you'll be escorted out of the store. Do not come in. You're not welcome. It was as strong as that. On the angel side, what they did is they sent out a letter that said, Sally, you are one of our best customers ever, and we appreciate you so much. We came up with a little gift for you, if you will, to thank you, and we hope that you will enjoy this. Inside your envelope is a special coupon that allows you to go on our next Midnight Madness sale. You go 1 hour early to the East door, the general manager will greet you there, and you will be escorted into the store, and you can shop for 1 hour before everybody else does. You'll get all the discounts. You're not going to wait out in the freezing snow for 3 hours any longer. And that worked huge. Profits went up and revenue went up. And we all have devils and angels in our businesses. And if you get rid of the devils, you're going to be far better off. It's the devils that when you go home at night, you think, oh, that customer, they had changes this, they wanted that. Get rid of them. Focus on the angels. You'll make more money. Determining the value of each customer. A lot of people just think every customer is great. They're not. They're not all equal. If somebody's spending $20,000 a year with you and somebody's spending $5, you need to focus on those, on the bigger ones. Finding customers. This will probably be anticlimactic for you, but it's real simple. If you truly know your customers and your best customers, it's easy to find new ones. Because if you know all your customers and 92% of them read the Wall Street Journal, then you're thinking, well, maybe I should advertise in the Wall Street Journal. If you know your customers and 67% of them are members of the Big Bear Hiking Club, then maybe you should join the Big Bear Hiking Club, because you'll find other like-minded people. If you do your homework and 82% of them own dogs, and you have a retail store, have a glass jar there with dog treats in it, with milk bones. You'll find more like-minded people.
Say it again?
Like-minded people. And is it harder to sell a $20,000 painting than it is a box of strawberries? Yes. But if you find out, if you do your research, in the last paintings that you sold, the last 10, and 50% of them donated to the Doves Foundation, then Tammy, the next time Doves Foundation has an event, you get your butt down there and mingle, 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 because you're going to find more people that are like those. And why do you need new customers? Because there's attrition. You're losing people all the time. If you're not gaining customers, you're going backwards. You're dying. And literally, customers die on you. Tom Scahill was a great commercial broker that I had, making $350,000 a year. He had 10 clients. I said, Tom, you gotta get more, you know? He said, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I'm fine, I'm set, I'm good. In 1 year, 2 of them died, they divorced, they moved away, one became a park ranger in Utah. All these things happened. 2 of them said, no, we're just not doing anything this year. He went from 350 to 0 because he didn't fill in new customers all the time. Last thing is asking for the order. And this is particularly young people have great presentations, you know, they have all the buzzes and whistles, and then they can't close. And that's because it's rejection time. Because if they say no, then you don't feel good. So people have a fear of that. Here's a suggestion. You can always say, did I earn your business today? That's kind of low key. And then if they say, yeah, I want the blue one, Charmin, you go, okay, great. But if they say, well, no, Charmin, I have to think about it, then you can always look concerned and say, wow, that kind of tells me that I didn't explain this correctly to you. Is there something I left out, or is there something on your mind that's troubling you so we can't go forward? Because if you tell me about it, then maybe I could explain it better. But that's a closing technique, and it works, and it's not hard, it's not pushy. Anyway, those are some tools I wanted you to think about. Think about them for your business. Try to grade yourself when you get home. Grade yourself as to these various aspects so you'll know what you're doing. And that way you can see where your weaknesses are. And if you want to talk about them, that's great. I'd love to do that with you at any time. Email me, whatever. Thanks again for listening. You guys are very patient. Appreciate it. And think of me when you have your very elegant pen here, the Tiffany pen, as you carry it through life with you.